Greetings everyone, Spartan here, coach of the Victorville team. We are back in Lonely Draft League. We are now in Season 10 for the Major Division. There's a lot of changes that happen, so technically in LDL Gigantamax Conference. Before we begin, I want to put messages about what's going down. First of all, if you're excited for Season 10, go ahead and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe for these battles. Really looking forward to this. Another thing, I'm putting a mindset goal for this. I am going to strive to win it. I am not going to accept quarterfinalists. I'm not going to accept I don't know. Just I'm gonna try myself not to be very bitter about losing a game, even if it has to do with hacks. Because I'm not gonna lie, I really want to get a league win on my belt for once, and I just gotta do it. So there's that. Another thing after season 10. Step away from Draft League, focus some more on the content on this channel. But I will be back again, hopefully in 11, or hopefully, which I'll discuss a little bit later, that will be on cart. But without further ado, let's get into about the draft. It is an open draft, so I can pick anything I want as long as it's within post-home Galar decks. So anything from the low-end starters or some mythicals that are available, those are allowed, and also the move pools that they have from previous generations are allowed. We're allowed to pick 11 Mons. We are allowed to have one of them being a Gigantamax, and two of them, after the draft, two of them are picked as Dynamax captains. Other than that, without further ado, let's get into it. So third in Shield Division, we had Sword and Shield Division. I was in the Shield Division. I was third pick out of 7 people. We had 2 different draft pools, so expect a lot of duplicate matchups. But I was third, and I wanted to grab Corviknight. Fortunately, the first pick was Corviknight, so I couldn't get Corviknight. So the next pick was Melmetal. I was playing Melmetal for the very first time, brand new. Apparently, the second pick was also Melmetal. So I was like, well, I better go for my third pick. And my third pick was Aura. This mon is a very fast mon, the second fastest in the Galar decks. The first is Ninjask, but overall, Aura has a really good speed here of 143, faster than Dragapult, which is really good. Has a really good attack and special attack stat. Is 112 and 2 respectively, and has a really good move. Just Plasma Fist. It can actually get access to Aura Spear, access to Close Combat, Fire Punch, Grass Knot, Knockoff, Snake. This Plasma Fist signature move is a really powerful physical attack, so I don't have to run with Wild Charge or Thunder Punch. I could just use Plasma Fist. Other than that, it's a really good mon, really fast too, and I'm actually glad I went ahead and picked it up first. Next up on my next Pokemon, this is more of a I would say a reference, but also a throwback back when I first drafted. first Pokemon I ever drafted was the Crossbow. I went ahead and drafted this mon, and along with Zeraora, I have a really good special attacker and a physical attacker, especially with the move that it has, Photon Geyser, which allows it to attack, which is a very powerful attack, more abilities, and can change based on the highest attacking stat, which is special attack is the highest stat, then it'll be a special attack. Physical attack is the higher stat, is a physical attack. So it's a very flexible attack. Other than that, it's a really good offensive. Has really good bulk as well. Speed tier questionable, but still. Prism Armor is a really good ability, allowing it to reduce its super effective moves by 33%, and cannot be ignored by Mold Breaker. So if you have a Mold Breaker user, try to go for super effective move. It's still gonna reduce stat damage by 33%, which is still. Other than that, Move Pool is a really good one. It has access to Dragon Dance, which is a really cool attack. Other than that, Super Pool, Knockoff, Heat Wave, Earth Power. It can perform psychic things if I wanted to use it. Solar Stance, Calm Mind, name it. It has a really good. Well, it can also have Stealth Rock, so it could be a rock setter as well. So I'm really looking forward to using it on. So pretty much so. Next month, I went ahead and started working on my Fairy Dragon Steel Core. This mon was still available. I went ahead and picked up Sylveon. I used this mon in earlier drafts in Generation 8. Lo and behold, it can still hold on its own, even with or without. It has a really good, I would say a really good move pool. I would say, Pixelate its hidden ability allows it to change normal type attacks to fairy types. It'll be stab plus a nice little extra bonus damage. So moves like Hyper Voice and whatnot has a good. Makes it a really good, reliable attack to go for. If not, I can still rely on it's still a good attack. Has a really good bulk with HP and special defense. Has a respectable special attack of 10. Of course, it's very slow and it doesn't have the greatest attack and defense stat, but it's still workable overall. Like I said, really good move coverage from Shadow Ball, Psyshock. What else? Oh yeah, Mystical Fire. It has Mystical Fire, so it can be able to actually stand on its own against other fire types. That's a really good coverage. That's pretty much it about it. And the next mon is actually a throwback to last season. Mon really helped me out back in season 9. I would consider as one of the MVP on my team from last season by being not so great of a team that I had last season. But anyways, with this, I went ahead and picked up Homo. A really good bulk, base 100 stats on the attack and defense stats. HP and speed better, but still has really good abilities. Bulletproof, mixing like moves such as Shadow Ball, Sludge Ball, whatnot. Soundproof is also a really good ability. Prevents sound-based moves, just Hyper Voice, for example. And of course, Overcoat, which is protected from Sandstorm, Hail, and powder moves like Grass type. Other than that, it has a great move pool. Unfortunately, it cannot use Clanger's Soul. Yeah, us admins went ahead and said that Clanger's Soul is too powerful and decided to ban it. If you don't know what Clanger's Soul is that it loses 33% of its health, but it raises all the stats by I don't think you can stack it though. So honestly, personally speaking, I would say it shouldn't be banned, but it's understandable. Other than that, it has a really good move pool, close combat, for instance, Dragon Dance, Sword Dance, Belly Drum, clanging scales. With the access of new item throw spray, I can go for a special offensive combo if I wanted to with clanging scales. Boom Burst as well, learn that as well, and Aura Spear. So it actually has respectable special attacks that you can actually um, that isn't just flamethrower, flash cannon, clanging scales, focus. Other than that, it's a really good move. A very good mon with a really good and has great coverage overall. Next mon, honestly speaking, I don't know about this one, but I went ahead and picked it up. I went ahead and picked up Excalibur. I, it's one of the only bug steel types. I was like, might as well pick it up, I guess. It has a really good bolt, don't get me wrong. It has base 105, defense and special defense. HP could be better, but it has a really respectable 135 physical attack. Of course, it's very, very slow. 20s. Has really good abilities with shell armor, preventing it from getting crit. Of course, overcoat as well, and form boosting bug type moves by like 33% if it's like, oh, by 50% actually. It's at 33%. Other than that, it actually really has a good move pool. Well, it gains access to close combat as well, so that's really good. It has really good coverage of Iron Head, Mega Horn. Gets knockoff as well, Poison Jab. Also gets access to Drill Run. So, like I said, it's an alright mon. Low-key, I wanted Corviknight, but anyways, the next mon, I went ahead and started working on my Grass Core. And the first mon I decided to pick up was a mon, low-key, straight up annoying for the past few seasons of LDL. Whenever I go up against it, I just going up against it. Because it's just a very fat mon. And you'd be surprised at how it survived it. And that is Gastrodon. Gastrodon with the ability with Storm Drain grants a nice immunity of water type attacks and has a really good base HP stats, so it can able to take a lot of hits. Has really good special attack and special effect. May not be at the great defense, but that HP overall really bounces down overall. Water and Ground gives it nice immunity to electric types, and with Storm Drain, nice immunity to water types. One weakness it has is a quad weakness, Grass. So I gotta be mindful of those grass. Overall, it has a really good coverage for Scald, Earthquake, or Power. Ice Beam has mementos. If I wanted to, I can memento out. Cover as usual. It's just a very fat one. I'm really looking forward to using this. Like I said, it's an annoying mon. And I've used Water and Grass. I mean, not Water and Ground. It can do work. Okay. So, remember when I said that Corviknight was taken and I wanted it? Yeah. Gigantamax Corviknight was still there. So I went ahead and picked it up. Honestly speaking, I'm kind of glad I picked this up. I wasn't really feeling the Escavalier pick, but overall, Corviknight is just a really, really good one. It has probably one of my favorite typings of steel and flying, branding and poison, and ground. Those are really good typing, has really good resistance. It has really good stats for being a starter bird as well. I would say this is like, I would say to argue that this mon might be like the better Skarmory. It has really good HP, really good defense, really good special defense, respectable special defense, and a really good space attack. So I would say that this one's really good. And having the ability like pressure and mirror armor available to me, it's really good. And also having access to defog, of course, body press has been on the rise as well as being a move for Corviknight. But also when it comes to Gigantamax, it has the, I forgot what the G-Max name was called, but what it does is that it removes hazards when you attack. So instead of getting that nice little speed boost that Corviknight will get, I will get again access a free D when I attack, which is a lie, a really good move. And I would say this is like the reliable, one of the reliable defog hazard remover. But other than that, it's a really good mon. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed using it, and I'm really looking forward to using it overall. The next mon is another mon I've been using lately. I would say that this mon is low-key a really high on the rise in Draft League format, especially the new items, and that is Arcane. This is like a reliable fire type. Loki, I actually wanted Incineroar, but that was already taken. Okay. It's not an end of the world. Other than that, it has a really good move. It has a reliable attacks, it has extreme speed, having a nice priority, having a really good base attack, base special attack, really good speed. It has a really good, really nice just base stats overall. And even though it Intimidate technically got nerfed with a couple abilities, immunity to Intimidate, Intimidate is just a really good ability. And Flash Fire and Justified both have respectively good niches into Draft League. So I'm really looking forward to using Arcanine overall with it. Next mon, I went ahead and picked up Arena. I needed another hazard remover. Went ahead and picked it up. Having access to really powerful attacks, having pivot into with U-turn. Overall, is a really good offensive mon, and defensively, look at the stats. Base 98 defense, special defense, but it's a really good draft type. King Majesty really makes it so that you can't even use priority attacks again. So it is a mon with a good immunity right there. It's also a nice little cleric that's involved with aromatherapy. Has access to knockoff, rapid spin, like I said, and especially with the boost, the buff it got, being from base 20 to base 50, and giving the user a +1 speed, makes this mon a really potential sweeper if the potential matchup arises, hopefully. So before I go on to the last two picks, tell you a quick story about the draft. So the last two picks, I initially wanted Gengar and Obstacle. I wanted to pair those two up because they pair up really well. Gengar really fast speed and really good special attack, nice sweeper, special attack sweeper, so I wouldn't have to rely on like Frosmo or Aura or Como all the time. And apparently it was taken to me by Friday Blue Wizard. right before it was almost my turn, and I was like, dang it, I'm so unfortunate. So I still went ahead and picked up Obstacle. Still wanted it. I still, because my both Dark type is one of my favorite typings of all time, and this mon overall is a really true definition of a really good mon. Um, Initially, a lot of people had skepticism about this mon, like not that great, trash, but it has a respectable a stat pool with like base 93 HP, base 90 attack, base 101 defense, base speed of 95, and having 3 good abilities of Reckless, Guts, and Defiant, and along with like a really good move pool overall. I would say this one isn't bad. It's actually really, really good, and I've used it too. So, Guts especially makes Stab Facade really, really strong. So unless you have a Ghost type, you're not gonna like it because, again, you also have Knockoff as well. So it has 2 moves that it has that most monsters are gonna have a hard time switching into. And it has a really good coverage move as well with close combat, gunk shot, nice punch, stopping tantrum in most cases. It also has like really good techs such as switcheroo, obstruct, which is like Aegis Slash is the King Shield, but it's for defense, so that's really good. It even has access to party shot, so it actually has a good like pivoting. It's a really good pivoting user. So I really, really, really am looking forward to it. And so the last mon I went ahead and picked up was Runeget. Like I said, I wanted that Gengar, but what can you do? But other than that, Runeget, I don't know how I feel about Runeget. I like the typing of Ghost and Ground. I love that typing, but it's like a physical Coffic Riget with Stab with Earthquake. Other than that, it pretty much has almost similar stuff that Coffic Riget has, except for moves such as, of course, Earthquake, Stealth Rock as well. So it actually has use of rock, and like a couple of rock moves as well. So it has like a really good move. I'm just iffy about it, you know. Overall in its stats, it's really bulky in the physical defense, and even special defense, 145 and 105 respectively. But base HP, I don't know, man. Wow. But having a base 95 attack is really. So other than that, that's pretty much my team. Overall, oh yeah, before I close off, I really didn't care about the Dynamax captains because I was feeling like I was gonna bring Core Midnight almost every single game, so I just picked Arcanine and Gastrodon as my as captain. But other than that, those are remarks. I really like this team. It's a really offensive team. I will make some changes because I think there are a few things that could make this team a lot better and a lot more threatening. But other than that, hopefully I can catch a lot of W's in this season with this team. I have a feeling that I'm able to go past not just quarterfinals, but even make it all the way to finals, win it all. I want to win because I've had enough. I had enough of being this this sad, disappointing quarterfinalist that always gets frustrated when things go going his way. And I'm like, I gotta break out of that. I need to break out of that. And the only way I can prove myself to do that is by going for the win. I mean, of course, I may not win every single game, but if as long as I get a majority of wins and make the playoffs, as long as I have a strong mindset and going into to the playoff games, I can able to win it all. I have what it takes. So that's pretty much it. That's the draft. I'll see you next week. Going for week 1. Our first opponent is actually Marl, coach of the Slovenia Slow Bros. So it's like a rollback, run back from playoffs, to be honest. From last season. That's about it. Thank you everyone for watching. Like I said, if you're excited, looking forward for season 10 with this, in my opinion, a really threatening team. Go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and subscribe so you can follow up on these games. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, catch you guys later.